Every shortcut. We're hitting them all. So from the get-go, we're going to want to go ahead and get a good angle on this. Boom. And I'm dead. We're going to do a tier list today of Fall Guys Season 1. No! Oh, what an idiot. Why did Yeah, baby, there we go. Number 50. The 50th win. That was our best Hex tonight. We got Block Party up first. Now, this is the one with the spinning platforms where you got to stay on, and it's got blocks coming at you and little jumpy things that come at you, and all the pigeons like to grab you and yeet you off, and you can get scrunched and fall into the pink goo. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of my least favorites. I don't know, there's just something about the way the platforms and the obstacles move across that just make me dizzy. It's just a lot of luck and annoying toxic players grabbing you and a lot of weird desync where your body just gets caught on shit and then goes sliding into the Pepto-Bismol. We'll keep it at C and we can yeet it later if we don't like it. Okay, so Dizzy Heights. This is the one with the spinning platforms in the beginning and then eventually towards the big spinny one with the balls launching up at you and then you get up to the top. I like Dizzy Heights. It's really simple race mode. It's very basic. If you do fuck up though towards the end, you could get eliminated on like round 1 or 2. So I wouldn't put it A or S. I would put it B, which honestly, I'm already changing. Look, I'm already changing my mind. Block Party has to go D for me because Block Party is just bad. All right, anyway, moving on to the next one. We got DoorDash. First of all, that's a food delivery service. Can't believe it hasn't gotten changed or taken out of the game yet. What this one has going for it is it's very like MXC, smash through the door, but I do have a good time playing DoorDash. So I would put DoorDash also at B. Egg Scramble. I know that some of you in the chat are not going to agree with me, but Egg Scramble is 135% trash tier. This is the worst map in the game. The physics of the game just don't work. There's so much desync on the server side where the eggs just don't line up right. It doesn't feel good to hold the eggs. It's too long. It's part of the reason why I want them to make a solos game mode with this game, because I don't like being forced on a team that's just trash. It's one of those game modes too where if it's going your way, you're like, whatever, I'll get through this. And if it's not going your way, you're just absolutely getting yeeted and pissed. It's 100%, 135% trash tier. I hate Egg Scramble. All right, Fall Ball. This is another divisive one because Fall Ball, I think, is pretty fun, but it's another one where if you're just getting stomped, can just get you really angry. So here's the deal. It's worse than just okay, but it's not like complete trash to me. Like I enjoy playing Fall Ball. So I would put Fall Ball at C, honestly. It's not bad, but it's not good. Fall Mountain. Now here, I'm gonna come with a hot take on Fall Mountain. Of all the finales, I've probably won the most on Fall Mountain, if not tied with Hex. But I do think that it is trash tier. It is so RNG heavy, even though I have a route that I feel is really strong, and I know there are multiple routes and multiple strategies on this map. No matter what, there are variables that can just piss you off and ruin a game. How often Fall Mountain happens is the worst part about it, because midway through, or like more than midway through, they nerfed Royal Fumble. And so now I would say 70 to 75% of the time, if you get to a finale, you're gonna end up on Fall Mountain, even if you have an obnoxious amount of people, like 12 people or something. I've said enough about Fall Mountain. We're moving on. Fruit Shoot. Okay, Fruit Shoot's a funny one because I don't really know. It's also pretty RNG heavy, but part of the charm of this game is trying to be good at it while also dealing with the limitations of getting smashed in the face by fruit or somebody's dumb bean body yeeting itself, even when they do it by accident, like off a crown or something. That's part of what makes this game fun. I like Fruit Shoot for some reason when it comes up. I think I'm gonna keep it at B, actually. Now, Gate Crash. Gate Crash is another simple one. The gates go up and down. I always do a 360. It's my finishing move on Gate Crash. We do a 360 on the slime as we go down the hill. Sometimes I fuck up and I smash my face and I don't get through the finish line. But Gate Crash, another simple one that's just like fine. I think Gate Crash is gonna go C. Hexagon, I think we already know where I'm going to put that one. Hexagon is an S tier. In my opinion, is the most skill-based, requires the most concentration, and is legitimately the most fun of all of the ending games. There are very few game modes in this game that you can use tactics to outsmart your opponent, and this one is the best one of them. If I could have every finale be Hexagon, I would. So that says something. Hit Parade. Hit Parade's another one of those maps that definitely weeds out the weak. Hit Parade will take you out. Hit Parade is gonna go to C tier. It's just fine. Okay, Hoarders. I hate Hoarders. This is one of the worst maps in the game. It's not as bad as Egg Scramble, but it's also... Hold on, my headphones died. Give me a second. Headphones are dead. Oh, Lord Recris. Okay, I can hear again. I dislike Hoarders as much as I dislike Block Parade. So I'm gonna put them together. Hoopsie daisy. My head immediately thinks C tier, because I think it's fun and it requires some skill. It requires some skill because you can know which rings you can get to, and you can get good routes, and you can play aggressively and you can play defensively, like grabbing people before they get through the hoop and playing to your team advantage, like holding people if you see a teammate coming towards you so that they can jump through the hoop. I'm not offended when it comes up, but I'm not like happy. Now Jinx. Jinx is an interesting one. So I like Jinx because it immediately yeets half of the map, and to me, if I can get, the faster I can get to a finale, the better. I don't feel super in control about when I can take control. That makes no sense. What an idiot. Why do you... I almost want to put it B, but I also think it's C tier. Jump Club. Jump Club is pretty damn fun, but there's a lot of weird like desync issues with it. I don't think it's super skill oriented, but that's not the basis of like all of the tier list here. We have to consider fun. I think for me, Jump Club goes to B because I do enjoy this one. I have fun on this one. Jump Club is very close to being an A tier for me. I think maybe we put Jump Club at B, and then we're gonna put Jump Showdown at A. This is the last map of the season that they added. I think it takes Jump Club and makes it more fun. I think it's really fun. I'm glad they added it. All right, now the next one is a tough one. Perfect Match. I think Perfect Match is D tier. It's not complete trash, but it's not fun at all. Maybe like 1% fun. The only thing that it's got going for it is it's the only game mode that requires on thinking only and not like physical skill. It just requires you to take a break and think, which, you know what, for that reason, I'm actually gonna bump it up to C tier because it's different. I don't think it does a good job at what it's trying to do, and it's very much just a ripoff of a Mario Party minigame, but it is different enough and it breaks up the action. So Perfect Match will go C tier. Okay, Rock and Roll, I have a really hard time deciding between D tier and trash with this one. I'm gonna make Rock and Roll my third trash tier, and here are my reasons. You could just get stuck with the shittiest team ever, and then if you're getting blocked at the end, there's not a ton you can do other than holding, and then if you're not playing with friends and you can't coordinate, it's just super fucking annoying. So Rock and Roll has to be trash tier because it's only really playable for me and fun for me if I'm playing with friends, and I don't always want to play Fall Guys with friends. I want to play solo. Rock and Roll is horrendous. Okay, Rollout. This is the game mode with the rolling platforms. It looks like a giant lint roller that has holes in it and then donuts to help you get bonked. It's a good map for PvP. If you like grabbing people and making them anxious and having them jump off and kill themselves, Rollout's a pretty good one. I think I like Rollout just as much as like Perfect Match and the rest of these C tiers though. You know, Dizzy Heights I really don't find that fucking fun though. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna move Dizzy Heights to C tier. Yeah, that feels better to me. C tier is gonna be a lot of maps that are just fine. Royal Fumble. This is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but as soon as I saw it, I thought to myself, Royal Fumble is A tier. And I'll tell you why. I think that this game mode is very skill-based. People hated it for a while and it had to get nerfed because people were getting it so much, but I never got it that much, so I'm upset by that. So for me, Royal Fumble is going to be an A because if you are good at platforming, if you're good at outsmarting the rest of the people on the finale, you can get away with a crown, and it requires a lot more skill than just running up a hill and fall mountain. One of my favorite maps in the game, actually. It just doesn't get played enough anymore, unfortunately, because of the nerf. All right, Seesaw. It can take a really long time. That's my critique of it, is that Seesaw can just take a long ass time, especially if you finish semi early. Like the idea of Seesaw had potential. My biggest critique of Seesaw is that it's lazy, and there's nothing wrong with simplicity. I don't enjoy playing Seesaw. It's fine. So it's just gonna sit at C. Slime Climb. Slime Climb is an S tier map. It has the most shortcut potential for skill. It yeets a shit ton of people off of it. There's a lot of potential for toxicity in PvP, which makes it funny and fun, but also just bad. There's a lot of room for memes, like that time when Ray died twice. Ray! Tail Tag. I think Tail Tag is underrated. It's really competitive, and it's a solo map, which I really enjoy. Every time Tail Tag comes up, I actively get happy about it. It requires skill, it requires patience. There are a couple things you can do to avoid other players. It's not an A, but it's a B. Team Tail Tag, on the other hand, is definitely a C or a D. I'm gonna keep it at C right now and think about it. Team Tail Tag is just not that fun. It's simply just boring, and it's too long. The map design is fun, it's just not a good time. Most of the team games in general just aren't a good time. Notice how many team games are from C and below. I just think Tail Tag is better, because it's solo. Whirlygig. I don't know what it is about Whirlygig. I just really enjoy this map. I think the Whirlygig is a B for me because there are a couple shortcuts. If you're decent at the shortcuts and if you're decent at platforming, Whirlygig can be a lot of fun. It's good. And we're up to our final map. Tiptoe. I am probably gonna get disagreed with here, but I genuinely think Tiptoe is an A. While it does rely on a lot of RNG, I think that it is a very, very fun game mode. I always have fun on Tiptoe. I love being the explorer who dives across and tries to find platforms, and then by the end getting really intense and having to focus on your strategy. There's a lot of strategy as you get closer towards the end, positioning yourself in a way where you're not going to get bonked off, but you can also make sure you get over the finish line, and I really like that. You have to pay a lot of attention to Tiptoe at the end, and I enjoy calling it post-it notes because they just look like different color post-it notes. So yeah, what do you guys think about this tier list? I'm trying to think if there are any revisions. I think I'm gonna move Jinxed. I'm moving Jinx down to D tier. Egg Scramble is 100% trash. It's staying there. I'm not moving it. What does it look like if Fall Ball goes to D? There's not very much redeemable about it. I think because Fall Ball happens way too often, I'm willing to revise it down to a D. If you play this game, you've had a round where you're like, all right, we go into the finale, there's like 8 people left, and then you get Fall Ball, and you're like, why? And then you'll have 4 people, and then you go to Fall Mountain, and it's just like rinse and repeat that happens so often in this game. I'm actually stoked on this spread. This is way better. Final list. I'm done. I'm walking away. Yo, thanks for hanging out to the end of this long-ass video. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my shitty-ass opinions or if you think I'm just a dumb idiot who sucks at this game. If you liked the video, feel free to smash that fucking like button. Or just come by and chill with us at twitch.tv/GarbageAndy. Also, I threw a couple links in the description for my friends featured in the video.
Ooh, he got it! 60 wins! Yay!
Oh, and one last thing. I wanted to shout out this dude who made the Fall Guys soundtrack. I bought it on Bandcamp and I used it throughout the whole video because it's a banger of a CD. I'm not even gonna try and butcher his name, but yeah, go check him out and throw him some money for his soundtrack if you think it's cool. Alright, peace!